especially for your individual journeys. Asmita, what was it like when you were looking at next career choices? You're ending at JGBS soon, and then what made you actually choose NoPaperForm?
So I would rather say that you always want to work for an MNC. The glamorous job, the Fortune 500, the tempting paycheck. But at the end of the day, you also want to do significant work, right? So people are always apprehensive about joining a startup. You would think that there's less stability. You worry about the salary. You worry about the company's name, if it's big enough or not. But I was always clear in my head since the starting. I had interned at a startup. So from that moment on, I was clear that I would want to continue working in a startup for my first job, because when you start, there's a lot you can do here. There's a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of ownership. Even our CEO, Mr. Naveen, always says, once you enter our company, we don't look at where you come from. We only look at your skills, and we only look at how you contribute as an individual towards the company. So the value you add. So at the end of the day, you're doing a lot of important work, a lot of significant work. There's a lot of ownership. There's a lot of responsibility, a lot of accountability. So I think it has been great for me. It has been beyond what I expected, and it has been worth it.
Unless we give them more responsibilities, more accountability, right, we'll get stuck. Yes. Right? We'll not be able to grow. So that translates into a fantastic opportunity for everybody.
What is a normal day for you here?
My everyday life is like I come to the office, I don't know what is next coming to me. So initially I start with the issues that were already passed to me earlier.
So unlike my colleagues, I'm working in a different department. My day is pretty much structured. Okay. So we have planned out what to be done for the next 6 months. Mm-hmm. So what I say, the perfect blend of these two things, the dynamicity and the discipline you follow, that is the beauty of a startup. Like how you maintain and what to do at what time, what particular time. That is the beauty of the startup. That you have to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, if we look back to your time at Jindal, how do you feel that the education that you received there has contributed to what you're able to do next?
Yeah. So again, I would like to bust a myth regarding MBA life. All the whenever an MBA aspirant comes in, they will go for a few very trivial parameters like what is the ROA, what is the average placements. A lot of things which actually doesn't matter. MBA is that particular course where you decide what you actually want to pursue. It should be more like a self-reflection. For me, I've run a startup, I failed it. For me, MBA was a postmortem of what I did wrong and what I did right in my particular startup. So it's a lot. Jindal mein, if you go, it's not an MBA college. First of all, it's a university. So we have 9 schools working with us. So in our classroom, when we are telling the business approach, there is a law student sitting with us telling the legal aspect of it. So that kind of beauty, I don't think you'll get in any other college as of now. And we had a major role in creating our own curriculums. We came up with clubs like Jindal Initiative for SME Collaboration, social responsibilities, business incubators are coming up. So where students can actively end up contributing back to the collaboration. This is what I want to learn.
What we've recently launched is Startup JGU to help more entrepreneurs who want to start their own businesses, but also for students to develop entrepreneurial skills, right? So that when they are in a situation where they have to constantly think on their feet, they're able to do so quickly. What would you suggest, students who are looking to be placed soon or looking to get jobs soon? What are some of the personal development skills you think that they need or that they should work on before entering the workforce?
So, going with the skills, I would say rather than having very much of technical skills, there should be a skill with people management, and more towards having a positive attitude. Even if you don't have skill, what matters is what attitude do you have. Do you have the attitude to learn? So if you have that perspective of learning, people will be there who will teach you. People are there to teach you, or they want to teach. They want to share up their knowledge.
As far as hiring freshers in the organization is concerned, the very basic expectation is the person must really have a very high level of integrity and commitment. Okay. Even somebody is not that great in terms of skills or knowledge, that's something that the organization takes care of. But the cultural fit is the core that we look at.
Well, thank you so much. I think we're going to wrap up for today. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Thank you, NoPaperForms, for doing this.